Gamers, how's it going? We're going to be talking about this brand new theme Chronicle event that's starting. Basically, it's probably already started by the time you're watching this video. This event is awesome. It's the third time we have it in Master Duel. We basically have it every year around this time of the year, and it's so much fun. The whole event is basically centered around, solo mode decks, but some non-solo mode decks do slip through the cracks here and there, so it's not all solo mode. That being said, in this video, as per usual with these new events, what we do is a what should you play. So basically, people from my Discord send me different deck lists and replays so that we can help you figure out, what you would like to play. And there's going to be timestamps throughout the video, so you can take a look at the timestamps to find a deck you're very interested in. Before that, however, we are going to talk about a couple things that are important to note regardless of what you're going to be playing this event. So if we just go take a look here, we can check my bookmarks. Yeah, so Baron is banned. Savage, Zeus, Appaloosa, SP is banned, but IP is not banned, so you do have access to IP. And more importantly, Maxi is banned, but Fua is here, and so is Purulia. Both of these are at 3. So people that have the Fua and Purulia are going to have access to a Maxi-like effect. And this is going to be our first taste in Master Duel of a format where we don't have Maxi, but we do have the Mulcharmies kind of taking that spot, essentially. Other than that, though, other legal cards to keep in mind. I'm not sure how popular this is going to be, but most floodgates are banned. We do have Dimensional Fissure, though. This card is at 3, so it is possible that you might see some like anti-graveyard, like stun-ish kind of decks, stun-adjacent decks. A really good one that was popular in a prior theme Chronicle was Weather Painters. So Weather Painters play really well with Dimensional Fissure, so that could be a really good pick. However, we have so many decks to cover. People in my Discord sent me like over 20 decks to showcase, so I can't even possibly include everything people sent me. If you want to see more lists after this video, actually, I do recommend join the Discord and just go check out the What Should You Play channel in the Master Duel Central Discord. There are so many lists in that channel. People submitted a bunch of decks and replays, even more than usual. So again, huge thank you to everyone in the Discord that submitted decks. If you don't get included in this video, I'm at least going to try to I don't know, I'll probably watch the replays or something on stream, on my next stream when we're playing the event, because I feel kind of bad. People put in so much effort, but I don't want this video to be 2 hours long either. I don't want to include 20 decks. It's literally too much. But either way, we're going to get into it. We have a lot to go through. I'm not going to do too much more yapping here in the intro of this video. Let's get into it. So the first list is coming in from Pokemon Trainer, and it's what I think is likely to be the best deck in the event, and that would be Orcust / Danger Orcust. This is definitely, well, basically, I think it's going to be the best going first deck. Like I said, it has good plays into Fuolos, where you can kind of give your opponent 1 or 2 draws to set up your trap Omni Negate plus I don't know, an SP. So I mean an IP Masquerena. So yeah, this deck is really good. I think it's going to be a good option for the event. I don't want to talk about it too long. We have too many decks to cover in this video, but thank you, Pokemon Trainer. And let's see these Orcusts in action. I'm definitely interested to see, what we can do here. In the event with Orcust, it seems basically almost full power. It's actually insane. Obviously some changes in the extra deck, but still, it looks really good. Opponent here starting off with a Fuolos, but we do have the Ash Blossom for Fua, so that's really good. And now we have 2 dangers in the hand, Orcust Nightmare and an Imperm. So I'm willing to bet that our dangers are going to hit themselves, because that's how they work, right? So you go Jackalope, yep. Jackalope, discard Jackalope, Jackalope, summon the Mothman, Nessie. Yep, Nessie, discard Nessie. That's just how it works, man. That's just how it works. Search the Tsuchinoko. Tsuchinoko works? Okay, yeah. Send the Imperm to the grave, summon the Tsuchinoko, summon out the Girsu that we just drew into. Girsu gets hit with Imperm, so that's going to affect our line quite a bit here, but I think we're probably still getting pretty crazy combo, because any 2 monsters is Nightmare Phoenix, right? And Nightmare Phoenix is Nightmare Mermaid now. Keep that in mind. Any 2 monsters basically is full Orcust combo, right? Because you get to go into Nightmare Mermaid off of any Nightmare Link monster, discard a card, summon Orcust Nightmare from the deck, use these 2, go into Galatea, and you got it. It's going. So we're going to banish the Orcust Nightmare from the grave, send the Orcust Harp Horror, target the Orcust Nightmare, shuffle it back, set the Orchestrated Babble. This turns all our Orcust monsters in the grave into quick effects, so we'll be able to use them on opponent's turn as well. Summon the Symbol Skeleton with the Harp Horror, go into the Ding, and then the Ding is going to attach the Harp Horror from the extra deck to its, the Banish pile to itself, sorry. And we're going to link both away into an IP Masquerena. End phase, We're going to pass to our opponent here. Keep in mind we have our quick effects in the grave, so it's not just passing on IP here. Our opponent is going to go for Rikka Con, summon the Rikka Evil Seed, search the, well, banish the beetle, I mean, set up the bloom. In response to bloom, we're going to go for the effect of Symbol Skeleton in the grave. Since we control the Babel, we can use it on opponent's turn. Summon out the Dingirsu, probably just to send the bloom, I'm guessing here. So Dingirsu effect, yeah, send the bloom. It just makes sense. I mean, bloom is such a good card. And then they're going to summon out a Sun Avalon Dry Ass, swing with Dry Ass, and we're going to banish our Orcust Nightmare, send to the grave a Harp Horror, I think that was. No, it was a Gizmek Orochi. Oh, okay, that's cool. Our opponent's going to set a card. We're going to go for IP here, set up the Trisbania or budget SP because SP is banned this event. We can summon a Girsu, trigger the Trisbania. We're going to be able to bania a bunch of cards on the field here. So Girsu, send to the grave a World Wand, and we banish all the back row cards on the field. Then our opponent is going to summon the Sunvine Healer to the zone that Trisbania points to. We can go for the effect of Trisbania again, I think. If I'm not, yeah, and we get to banish that. That's really cool. All right. So banish a couple of cards here. Summon the Gizmek Orochi. Now it's our turn. We're going to draw into a Harp Horror. That's not bad. Go for a World Wand in the grave. Banish it. Grab the Girsu. Summon out the Girsu. Girsu, send to the grave a Symbol Skeleton. Symbol Skeleton, banish itself. Summon out. Oh, yeah. You just summon the Ding, send the Dry Ass, and go for lethal, right? It's basically that simple. Yeah, go to battle, clean it up. All right. Really good replay. Really nice and concise. Showed the game plan. Showed the Trisbania tech, which is really cool. If you have Trisbania, I guess you could use it as like a budget SP. That's kind of nice, you know. But yeah, that's going to be it for that replay. Can't really dilly-dally too long. I think this deck is going to be crazy. So keep in mind, guys, if you want to copy any of the deck lists, most of them, if not all of them, are going to be linked in the description. You'll be able to copy them off of masterduelmeta.com. So, you know, just check out the description if there's any list you want to copy. With that being said, we're moving on. Now, another deck that I think has potential to be one of the best wombo combo decks of the format is a Rikka plant pile, basically. This deck, to be fair, it is kind of like very susceptible to Fuolos if it gets hit by it. But if it doesn't, it probably is the best going first board that you can set up in the event. Like, the board that this deck sets up is disgusting. This is coming in from Pitasovs, who has famously sent plant in multiple What Should You plays throughout the years. I believe the first time I ever talked to Pitasovs was because he sent a plant list for a prior What Should You play. So let's see what plants can do in this event. If you ask me, it's probably nothing too much different from what they do usually because they're basically unhit. They're kind of full power this event. It's kind of disgusting. So here we go. Ragnarika, send Rikka Princess to the grave, grab Beetle and Ragnarika Bloom, banishing the Beetle. Then we can go for Bloom here. We're going to activate Bloom, summon the Beetle, use these two. Go into the Skeletal Soldier, at which point we can trigger our Beetle in the grave, summon out our Rikka Princess, go for Skeletal Soldier, targeting our Seed. Then with Seed and Ragnarika Soldier, we can summon out the Aroma Seraphy Jasmine, activate Aroma Blend, discard, set up the Humid Winds face up on the field, pay 1,000 life points to search the Aroma Lilith Rosalina. Rosalina can summon from the deck the Aroma Asshole, Laurel, I mean. Laurel trigger, we gain some life points, so we get 2 searches because this is not a hard once per turn. We actually get 2 searches from the deck with these 2 Jasmines over here, so we get to search a Rikka Princess, and then we get to search also a Snowdrop, the Rikka Fairy, trigger the Rikka Princess, special summon it, use these 2. We can go into our Rikka Queen Strenna. Strenna is going to trigger, detach a material, and we can target 1 Rikka in our grave, add it to our hand. We add the Aroma Lilith Rosalina, then tribute with Jasmine to summon out the Mudon. We search our Rikka Con. We can trigger Ragnarika Skeletal Soldier, summon it from the grave by shuffling back our Mudon, and we can go into a Bengal Lancer. This card is insane. Bengal Lancer, tribute with the Snowdrop to summon both Snowdrop as well as Rosalina. Trigger the Snowdrop effect to make them both level 8 so that you can go into a Teardrop, the Rikka Queen. Then we're going to go for Humid Winds, gain life points. We can trigger the Bengal Lancer in grave, banishing 2 Link monsters that add up to 4 to summon it from the grave. Activate Rikka Con, set up the Rikka Sheet, set a card, and pass turn. So this is pretty disgusting. So we have a quick effect here to be able to tribute monster our opponent controls, basically. We also have the Rikka Con, which allows us to tribute our opponent's monsters as cost for our cards, which is really good because we have Rikka Sheet here, which normally you would tribute a plant monster you control, and players cannot activate that face-up monster's effects on the field. Then if you tribute a monster when you activated this card, take control of that monster. Well, now with this card, you get to tribute a monster and take control of a different one because Rikka Con is insane. We also have Blink Out, which I think is just like a tech option that if you draw draw into it, you have it. Target a link monster on the field, return it to the extra deck, then you can special summon one of the monsters from your graveyard that was sent there as its link material. So let's just see how this goes. Our opponent draws here. Oh, okay, yeah, it's Pokemon Trainer. Yeah, these two were, I think these two were dueling to get their replays for the what should you play. So all right, let's fast forward here a little bit. Danger, Bigfoot summon, trigger, summon from the grave, go into a Nightmare Phoenix, go into well, Phoenix effect obviously to pop the Con. We're going to negate the Phoenix with the Rikka Princess, tribute one of our play monsters, and we're going to trigger the Teardrop, the Rikka Queen. We can summon out the Sacred Tree Beast Hyperton with the Strenna engrave, which is freaking insane. That gets us a monster negate on the field. So we get our Hyperton effect here, negate the Gearsu and destroy it. That's pretty crazy. Our opponent is going to go then for Chupacabra, discard itself because it's a danger, of course. Chupacabra, target the Nessie, summon the Nessie from the graveyard. Nessie is level 7. Okay, but we go into a Nightmare Unicorn. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Nightmare Unicorn, discard a card here. Just discard the Gizmek Orochi is a good discard. We're going to go for Rikka Sheet in response to make sure that we get to take full advantage of it before the Rikka Con is gone. And now it's gone. So, sorry, man. This is the worst commentary ever. Okay, so Teardrop boosts up again. They're going to summon out the Sybil Skeleton, go for Orcust Nightmare in the grave, boost, send to the grave. A World 1, banish, get to summon our Orcust Nightmare from the banish pile. Use these two, go into a Galatea, the Orcust, and then we're going to go for Benga Lancer, targeting the Galatea. Take a little bit of burn damage, but get to put it back in the face, back in the extra deck. They're going to go for Gearsu here, summon a token. Man, this game just keeps going. This is a crazy volley we're having over here. Insane rally. Okay, so going for a Galatea yet again. We're going to go for Blink Out. Oh! It doesn't have to be one of your link monsters. Return to the extra deck, then you can special summon one of... Okay, this will just straight up bounce any link monster. That's pretty cool. Did not know that was a thing. Or otherwise, you can use it on your own if you need to summon something from grave. That's kind of neat. All right, so Gizmek Orochi is going to crash here. Now we're going to go for Humid Winds, pay 1,000 life points. It gets ashed. Not that it really matters. It's already pretty much over. We get to gain some life points here just for funsies, right? I'm going to fast forward a little bit here because it is totally Jover. We can go for Teardrop here, tribute the Bigfoot in end phase. And then it's back to us. We draw into Fuelos. Not that it matters. We go Bloom, summon, go into a Dry Ass. Then we go for Bengal Lancer, you know, bounce. Do a couple more here, just a little bit. We got to BM a little bit, right? Go for Danceapone, summon the Rikka Princess, summon this, go into Rikka Strenna. Yeah, this is all very necessary stuff. Hey, thanks. The video wasn't long enough. I'm glad that you did this. Thank you, Pitasoft. Appreciate it, man. Grab back the Rikka Sheet, going for Humid Winds. I get it. Your deck has buttons. Okay, we're going for Aroma Blends here. Yo, this guy is just pressing buttons for real, for real. Okay, we summon a Magnolia. That's pretty base. That's a really good Playboy Cardi song. And now we're going to swing, and yeah, we're going to end it. Good replay. I'm not going to talk too long about that because you BM'd. Okay. Moving on. All right. Next up here from Yoshimitsu. This is Weather Painters. I was mentioning this earlier, so I feel like I definitely should showcase it. This is definitely going to be like the most stun adjacent deck probably that you're going to get in this event. This is a deck that plays super well with Dimensional Fissure. It's a very solid deck. It was good in the last Theme Chronicle as well, if I recall. I can set up Omni Negates as well with the Rainbow. I think this has like multiple Omni Negates depending on how many monsters it points to, if I'm not mistaken. So basically all the weather monsters that this card points to become quick effect Omni Negates while this is, you know, pointing to them. So you can get up to 3 Omni Negates by having this card point to 3 Weather Painter monsters. On top of this card itself actually being a quick effect special summon negate, I believe, but it has to send itself to the grave. So usually you want to hold on to this until after you've used your Omni Negates, basically. Either way, let's check it out. Can't really beat around the bush this video. I have a lot of decks to showcase. I don't want it to be like a 50-minute video. So let's see here. We've got Dimensional Fissure in hand, Weather Painter Thunder, Weather Painter Canvas, and Piri Raise Map. Piri Raise Map, grab the Weather Painter Snow, activate D-Fissure, summon the Snow effect, set up the Snowy Canvas, banish the Snow with the effect it gains from Snowy Canvas to be able to search our field spell. Our field spell is going to set up the Thundery, and then we have the Rainy Canvas. Summon the Painter Thunder with our second normal summon. Go, oh yeah, I forgot about that. We can actually link summon into our Painter Rainbow using our face-up back rows over here. So Painter Rainbow Rainbow is going to turn this card into an Omni Negate while it's on the field. And then this is also a special summon negate. And we have Di-Fi on the field with Ash Blossom in hand. We also get the to summon back our banished Weather Painter Snow, so that makes for 2 Omni Negates here. Our opponent's going to go for Deep Sea Diva. We're going to negate the Deep Sea Diva on summon using the gained effect from our Link Monster on Painter Thunder. So banish the Painter Thunder, negate that. They're going to go for Ursartic Departure. Oh my god, it's Ursartic. That's crazy. We're just going to Ash the Ursartic Departure. It's actually a real card. It's actually a good card. And then they're going to go for Mekk Polar, and we're going to negate that one as well. So we're looking pretty good here. So far, so good. And keep in mind, you know, these banished cards will come back. So we do have crazy grind game potential with Weather Painters. It's definitely not a bad deck by any means. And the opponent will just scoop it up here before we ever get to use our summon negate. But I think that was a nice, quick, to the point showcase. I do appreciate that from Yoshi Mitsui. Thank you so much. Very good deck. And this one is also going to be linked in the description if you want to copy it, if you have the deck. It's a fun one. All right, so those first 3 were what I think are a good showcase of like some of the highest performing decks that you're going to see in this event. But a lot of the submissions I got are decks that are still going to be quite good. Keep in mind, this is a festival, so you don't necessarily need to be playing the absolute best deck of the event to do good and get all the gems. You know, if you play like a pretty good deck, you're going to do good enough that you're going to get all the gems and you can have a good time. There's just so much variety that's a lot, especially with a format like Theme Chronicle. There's actually so many decks that are going to be viable. So this one here is, it's a little goofy, but as soon as I saw the description, I had to check it out. So it's coming in from Grave TS. So shout out to you. I think it's the first time you submit for What Should You Play. Appreciate that. And yeah, this deck here is a Mekk Knight deck that supposedly hand loops turn 1 even into Fuelos. I need to see it. Look, I'm looking at the list. I don't know the combo. I don't know how you hand loop a full hand with this, but I'm down to learn. I am down to learn, and we're gonna find out together. So let's see it in action. Let's see you hand loop your opponent with Mekk Knight of all things. And I'm guessing you're gonna be going first here. Yeah, so let's see. Going first, we've got Indigo in hand, we've got Green Horizon, and Gearsu. So we're going to summon out the Gearsu here, send the World Legacy World Armor to the grave, and our opponent goes Max C. Now, of course, this is because Grave got the replay in ladder, not in the event, but let's see what happens here. So our opponent gets a draw. We're going to go for World Legacy Survivor, reveal a couple of cards. And what do we add to hand? We add the World Legacy Survivor yet again, mill the rest to the grave, use these 2. We can go into Mekk Knight of the Morning Star. Mekk Knight of the Morning Star, discard World Legacy Survivor, get World Legacy Scars. Scars activate, then we can discard a Mekk Knight monster, search a different one. We summon out the Mekk Knight Blue Sky with the token we give our opponent. We have a nice column here. Grab the Mekk Knight Purple Nightfall. With these 2, we can go into Mekk Knight Spectrum Supreme. Then Mekk Knight Spectrum Supreme can send the World Legacy Secret to the grave to summon the Avram. Now we can special out the Purple Nightfall. Purple Nightfall can banish itself to search a different Mekk Knight. We summon the Mekk Knight Orange Sunset. Go into Lib, the World Key Blade Master, and set up the World Legacy Succession. World Legacy Succession, target the World Armor in the grave and special summon it. World Legacy Armor can then search the World Legacy's memory. And we're going to summon out a Mekk Knight Crusadia Avramax. We're going to trigger our Lib in the grave, remove the token from the field, banish a bunch of cards from the grave, and they're going to go for Fuelos here. Wait, I just want to see what we just did. You can banish 8 Mekk Knights monsters with different names from your grave and or face up from your field. Send your opponent's entire hand and extra deck to the graveyard? How did I not know that existed? What? Are you kidding me? Hey, our opponent has a lot of follow-up here. That's pretty good. Hey, that's a lot of follow-up. That's a lot of follow-up. That's really funny. I mean, I can't lie. I can't even believe what I'm looking at here. Okay, let's just let our opponent get all their shit. That's actually crazy. Sorry, I'm like in disbelief. I didn't know that was a thing. So, I mean, our opponent got some follow-up here. That's not that bad. I mean, yeah. And keep in mind, that was into Maxi, which is not even going to be part of the format. So, this should be even easier to do into Fuelos, right? I did not know that. I didn't know. Let's move on. All right, and next up here, we have Genex, and it would not be a What Should Moz Play without some Moz replays. So coming in from Mazinger, we have Genex, and this Genex deck, I think the goal is more so to go for the Handloop stuff. We lost a lot of our really strong generic synchros in this event. You know, like you don't have Savage, you don't have P.u.n.k. There's a lot of stuff you don't have, but from what Maz was saying, if you get to go full combo, you're still pretty much winning with Genex as you would expect. Let's just check it out. Let's just jump right in. I mean, I love Genex. As you guys might know, like I had a kind of a phase with the Genex support when it came out. Playing Genex Centurion was a ton of fun. I actually labbed and cooked that deck with Maz. So yeah, excited to see how this goes. I think I'll be able to follow along pretty well. I mean, I know this deck basically like the back of my hand. I got to top 5% of the game with Genex when the support came out. So we're going for Power Planner here. We're going to link into Repair Genex Controller. Repair Genex Controller is going to add back the Power Planner. Since a Genex was added to hand, we get to summon it. Then Power Planner is going to add to hand a copy of Birdman. Since a Genex was added to hand, we get to summon Magma, add the Crusher. Then we get to go Controller, summon the Crusher. Crusher, search Turbo, summon the Turbo. Turbo, search Recycled. At this point, we're going to summon out the Recycled, use all of these to go into Cyframe Lord Omega. Omega, hand loop for 1. Then we can go for Birdman, bounce, summon Birdman. Since we added a card to hand, we can normal summon our Power Planner. And then we add Undyne, normal summon Undyne. Undyne sends to the grave our Genex Undyne. Then we can summon our controller to go into a Duel, add 2 to hand, and then, oh my god, I didn't even know about this card. That's actually really good. Because we added to hand, we get to summon Power Planner, then we can summon our Crusher since we added a Birdman to hand, and add a R Genex Undyne to hand. Summon the R Genex Undyne. R Genex Undyne can banish the Genex controller from the grave to make itself a tuner. Then we can summon out the Arms of Genex. This is a bunch of monster negates. Awesome card. And we get to go into a Merry Melfi's. Merry Melfi's, bounce the Genex Crusher. Genex Crusher can summon and then add to hand a Genex Turbo. Then we can go and summon the Turbo. Turbo is going to add to hand a Power Planner. Then we're going to summon out the Birdman from the hand using the effect of our link here. Go for X-Saber Genex, X-Saber Gothams, my bad. Shuffle back one of our birds here. Summon the bird by adding back Turbo. We can summon Planner, and then we can add the Birdman that we just shuffled back into the deck with our Arms of Genex. Then we can go for Genex Turbo, search the Power Planner, trigger our controller again, summon the Power Planner, search a R Genex Magma, use all of these guys over here to go into a Trishula, and Trishula can hand loop our opponent here by banishing a card from their grave and a card from their hand. At this point, we can go for R Genex Undyne, add back the Turbo to our hand and the Undyne to our hand as well. Then we get to trigger our Genex controller, summon the Turbo, add to hand a copy of Genex Recycled, go for Genex controller, summon the Magma, search a Turing, and then we can go for R Genex controller, summon the Undyne, banish the Recycled from the grave, and make a Cyber's Quantum Dragon, at which point we can go Birdman, bounce, and then we can summon again, use these two to go into a FA Dawn Dragster. So we just hand looped our opponent for 3 cards. We passed on this guy, which is essentially can be up to 6 monster negates because there are 6 different attributes in the game. Usually it's going to be like 1 or 2 monster negates, but still. Negate and destroy. Then we have a spell and trap negate here as well. Then we have the Quantum Dragon. This is basically like battle protection. While you control a link monster, they can only target this card for attacks. And then at the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can return that monster to the hand, and this card can make a second attack in a row, like if it was your own battle phase, let's say. And you also just have like kind of a dead, like a vanilla 2700 attack monster on the field. Plus we have Valor in hand. Hey, that's pretty good. And we have Droplet set. I mean, that's like, yeah, this is basically an FTK, honestly. Our opponent here is going to go for a Celatris Valmonica, and then we're going to go for the Arms of Genex, you know, banish a water from the grave, negate a water monster, so it gets negated and popped. And then there are 2 spells here. They're going to go for Talents to take control of one of our monsters. We're going to let it resolve, which is interesting here. Then we get to go for Turing and make Locomotion our Genex and take back control. Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. So yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, Turing basically can quick synchro on opponent's turn, but it can only synchro into a Genex monster. So if you have a level 7, you can use a level 7 plus the Turing to go into Locomotion, which on summon is Change of Heart. So that's why we let that resolve, because we could just take back control of the Dawn Dragster. That's so hilarious. And then Dawn Dragster negates the last spell and trap that our opponent had. That was so good, you know. Basically your average good Mazinger replay, honestly. Like, there's nothing else to say. Hopefully Mazinger doesn't BM here and we just end it fast, right? Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. This is a long enough video as is. But yeah, holy moly, what a good showcase. I'm sure that was really hard to follow. In fact, it was hard to follow for me too. And I also like tripped over my own words while watching the replay, so that probably didn't help. But yo, that looks kind of cool. Low key, I kind of want to play Genex, but I don't know. There's a lot of decks I want to try this event. Honestly, this event is looking so fun. All right, this one here is coming in from Kinohara, and I really wanted to show this because I kind of missed this deck. It's Goldpride P.u.n.k. Now, it is a very gimped Goldpride P.u.n.k. because P.u.n.k. lost a lot of their tools. Not all of their tools, mind you, but they don't have the amazing dragon. They do still have their fusion, however, and they also have their jam dragon drive, so that's pretty good. Deer Note is not in this event, so you're playing a P.u.n.k. engine with no Deer Note, which is going to be awkward. I'm not exactly sure how you're going to make that work, but you know what? It's fine because the Goldpride engine is actually really good in this event. You have your Synchro Monster legal. Where is it? Here it is. You have your Star Leon, you have your Fusion, and you also have your rank 3 Chariot carry. So, I mean, this alone should basically carry you to victory, in my opinion. I think this engine is quite good. I'm pretty sure if you go first and you go like full Goldpride setup, you should win. Like this deck is good. It's a good engine. So I believe in it. I'm a believer. Let's see it, Kinohara. I want to see the replay. I want to see this deck perform. I mean, I genuinely miss Goldpride. This is such a fun strategy. So let's see. I think it could do well, honestly. I might even, low-key, I might pull this out. I might play some Goldpride this event if it's decent. I genuinely, like, I love this engine. All right. So here we go. We're going to start up. Well, feels good, man. We had the better luck next time. We are playing into Maxi. Now, keep in mind, Maxi is going to be banned in the event, but shout out Kinohara for getting this replay in ladder. Very respectable. Thank you very much. Hey, if you can win in ladder, that means you definitely can win in the event, right? So we're going to go for Captain Carry here, grab our trap, then we can summon out the Ziamin, grab a Ogre Dance, go for the effect of Foxy Tune to summon out the Wagon. We're going to grab our Extreme Sessions here, then we're going to activate Extreme Sessions, banish 1 to summon out the Shirakusai. We're going to make ourselves an IP Masquerena. We're going to go for the effect engrave of Ziamin to boost a little bit, summon the Roller Baller, set up our trap. So yeah, we have like the full Goldpride setup here. I mean, that's all there is to it, really. We played into Max C, but hopefully this can still, it might, that probably will work out. Bro just went MST on your face up? That doesn't do anything. Yeah, okay, I think this is going to be all right. We took the Maxi challenge, but at least our opponent isn't good, so that kind of balances it out a little bit, right? So we go for our Goldpride Start Your Engines here to summon out a Roller Baller. We're going to go into a Jam Dragon Drive, and then we can trigger our field spell as well and get a nice free draw on top of it, so that feels pretty good. Draw into a Ziamin, that's not bad, and then get our Madame Spider with the Jam Dragon Drive. Opponent's going to go for Keeper of Dragon Magic, searching a Polymerization. We're going to go for Roller Baller here in response, probably to Fusion and grab whatever they Fusion summon, right? So we're going to go into our Pinballer, and we're going to let them do their thing here. Oh my goodness, it's Blue Ice. It is very much Blue Ice. We're going to go for Roller Baller here and grab that Tyrant Dragon in the back row. We also get a little attack boost with our carry here. Feels good, man. And yeah, we're going to put 2 cards in the back row over here. Then our opponent's going to go for Keeper, set the Blue Eyes White Dragon, activate Graceful Dice. Okay, this is based. I mean, this is just so based. This is so good. This is just so good. And then we just go IP summon Avramax. Honestly, I think IP into Avramax is like ultra respectable for the event. I think this is going to be like pretty hard to out a lot of the time, so definitely don't sleep on this play. It's no SP, but it's good. It is good. So here we get to summon out the Ziamin. Ziamin, search for an Ogre Dance. We can go for Punk Jam, grab Ash Blossom, go for Jewelry. Keep in mind also, Psychic Hand Punisher is not legal in this event either. So you don't get to like get your life points super low and then summon Psychic Hand Punisher, right? Well, we can use 2 level 3s and make a humble Chariot carry here and grab ourselves a Better Luck next time. Send a carry to the grave, activate Better Luck next time. Yeah, it's looking like Goldpride Leon time. Go for Ogre Dance Tribute, summon the Ogre Dance, summon out the Goldpride Leon since our life points are lower than our opponent, bring back the Roller Baller, and now we can synchro into Goldpride Eradicator. I forgot this card existed. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Now we can swing, swing, swing. It's probably not the end of the game. We can fast forward at this point. We pretty much have it on lock. We also have our trap set up here from the Madame Spiders. So we do have basically an Imperm here set up, plus an Ash in hand, plus a Droll in hand. It's looking pretty much unwinnable for the opponent here. And this one also has a quick effect to target a Fusion, Synchro, or Link our opponent controls. And destroy it. So, I mean, that's pretty good. We can just pop the Fusion here. Our opponent's going to go for Keeper again. We're just going to go for essentially our Imperm here, gain a little bit of life points back. And our opponent's going to scoop it up. I think that's a respectable replay. I think it looks like a respectable strategy. Doesn't look bad to me. Decent, you know? Anyway, let's move on. All right, this one here is coming in from Unnicknamed, our resident Nordic player playing NordVPN yet again. And you know what? I figured I'd include it. I mean, it's a good event to play it. I think this deck is just good enough to be good in the event. So if you guys don't know, Svalin negates everything on the field. It's a pretty crazy card. And other than that, this card has hand traps and it has big vanilla synchros. Let's check out the replay. I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about this deck, but we will be looking at the replay now, and I'm sure it's gonna blow everyone's minds. So we have Speedroid Terratop in hand, E-Telly, and the Eagle Booster to protect our Svalin on the off chance that they have the Imperm, which is actually a pretty high chance. So anyway, we're going to make a MX Saber Invoker with our rank 3 engine here, and we get to summon out the Smith Evaldi, which can search our Svalin. Then we can summon out our Terratop and go into a Lambda. Then we're going to link away into our Gulveg. I don't know. I said Svalin earlier. I meant Gulveg. But anyway, we go for Gulveg effect and chain Emergency Teleport. So Emergency Teleport is going to summon out a... What the fuck was that? Telepon. Either way, I mean, it gives us an extra body to remove from the field for the Gulveg here, and then we can go for the Lambda effect, and we get to banish a Psy blocker with our DD Telepon, add back to hand with the Gollenberg, and we go into a Thor, Lord of the Azure, whatever, search Gamma with the Lambda, which is pretty epic, and we have our Svalin set up here. Our opponent is going to set a card because they're too threatened by the power of Nordics here. Now we get to summon out the Psy blocker, and we're gonna go. What did we declare with? Wait, I need to know. Once per turn, you can declare a card name. Cards with that name and their effects cannot be used until the end of your opponent's next turn. We are playing this? Okay. Hey, it's technically a negate if you think about it really hard. We're going to summon out the Ghost Ogre here to go into a Trishula 0 Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Wait, is Ice Barrier legal in this event? If it's legal and no one submitted it, I'm actually going to be mad because Ice Barrier is crazy. Okay, so crash, send 100 off lethal. Okay, we're going to go Gamma. Since we control Lambda, we can use Gamma, and even though we control monsters. So it's actually a really good hand trap in this scenario. Go for the Gullen Bursty, grab Evaldi, summon Evaldi, go into Dawn Dragster, and now we're gonna swing, close it out. Beautiful replay, amazing deck, clearly top tier for the event in my opinion. I mean, come on now, Nordics, come on now. All right, this one I just want to show because of my bias. It's coming in from Jadistic. It's Toybox Naturia. I just want to see what this does. He said his replay is a lot more like mid-rangey, a bit more reserved, not really like super popping off, which I mean, it's fine. I honestly, I just want to look at the, I just want to see it, so we're gonna watch it. Okay, so Naturia Toybox. Hey, the Toybox engine can send the Naturia trap, so that's pretty good. So here we go, Toybox, you know, set 2. Okay, the Illusion of Chaos tech, that kind of works. Illusion of Chaos, grab the Magician's Souls, send the Illusion of Chaos to the grave. We can go Magician's Souls, send the Illusion of Chaos to the grave. And then we set our Toy Soldier, send both Toy Soldier and Toy Tank to the grave to get 2 draws, but we don't get our 2 draws because of Ash Blossom, unfortunately. That being said, we do get to trigger both Toy Tank and Toy Soldier in the grave. So summon both of these guys. Toy Soldier is going to search another copy of Toybox, and then with these 2 we can go into an IP Masquerena, activate Toybox yet again, set our Toy Tank and our Toy Soldier to have that like battle phase protection, and set Droplet. So this might not seem too crazy, but it's actually a pretty good turn 1 setup. Like, you have your IP, so you know you're able to do some stuff with that. Obviously you can't SP, but what you can do is if they want to go for battle phase and like threaten your IP, that's going to send our Toy Tank and our Toy Soldier, or our Toy Soldier, to the grave, which gets us an extra body to make potentially a a link 4, and it's also going to protect the IP from battle. Then also you can use Droplet to send these cards to the grave, and then they'll also get summoned because they're sent from the back row to the grave. And so you get a lot of value from this setup, even though it's not like the craziest turn 1 setup ever, and we haven't seen the Naturia cards, unfortunately. Our opponent is going to go for E-Telly here and then called by our Ash, so I mean that feels pretty bad, man. They're going to go for Ziamin. We're going to go for Droplet, send the Toy Soldier to the grave to negate the Ziamin, which I think is respectable. Toy Soldier summon, grab another copy of Toybox. They're going to go and summon the Captain Carry, and now we're going to go into a Nightmare Unicorn, discard the Toybox, shuffle back the Carry. They're going to get to summon Leon, go into a Chariot Carry, and then Chariot Carry is going to grab a Goldpride, better luck next time, grab another copy of Goldpride Leon, summon from grave the Roller Baller, and then they're going to go, man, your opponent is kind of popping off here, low-key, opponent kind of popped off though, like low-key, this is kind of fire though. But we do get to protect, well, basically we get to pop the Roller Baller and send our Toy Tank to the grave and summon it back here. Let's see what we get. Oh, we got a Mole Cricket. Hey, that's pretty good. So we're going to go and activate Toy Tank to special summon from our grave the Magician's Souls. They're going to go for Start Your Engines here and summon out the Leon, popping our Magician's Souls. At least we successfully baited it. Now we can go for Toybox, set 2 back into the back row here, and we're going to go for the other copy of Toybox. Neither effect is hard once per turn, but they're gonna friggin' Ghost Ogre our Toybox. Man, you had to play through a lot of interruption. Either way, we can go Mole Cricket here, summon Camellia, send the Sacred Tree to the grave, and just pass basically on 2 monster negates, and then this can also go into you know, a Synchro potentially or some shit. They're going to battle phase here. If they swing again, we go for the Toybox, send the Toy Soldier to the grave. Then we activate Naturia Blessing, bring back the Camellia. Camellia can send another copy of Sacred Tree to the grave, grab a Naturia Blessing, and then our opponent's going to go and summon the Roller Baller. We're going to bring back our Sunflower. On activation of Roller Baller, we can negate Mill 2 to the grave and negate it, pop it. They're going to go into a Goldpride Nitro Blaster. We get to trigger a Mole Cricket, summon it from the grave, trigger Mole Cricket, summon 2 from the deck, and then they're going to go for the effect of Nitro Blaster. We're going to negate, and then they're going to get to go Nibiru here, which is pretty crazy. This has been a pretty insane duel, I'm not going to lie. At this point, we get to go for our Toybox yet again, and our opponent's just going to scoop it up because, you know, they can't really do anything about what we've got set up at this point. I think that was a good replay, honestly. Just a lot of back and forth. We never saw you pop off. You know, it was definitely more of like a mid-rangey, like one-for-one trades, but that's often the case for Naturia decks, so I think it's pretty representative of the playstyle. This is a really interesting build. I am pretty curious about it. I feel like it's probably not amazing, but I'm curious about it. All right, so here we have Vendread to close it off. This is going to be the last deck of the video. This is coming in from Mazinger. This is the second Mazinger replay we're putting in this video, and that's because in my last deck showcase, I did promise you can subscribe to Master Duel Central for more Maz content, and here it is. More Maz content. A lot of people love Vendread. It's kind of like a weird, somewhat fan favorite pick, I guess. I think it's pretty cool. This one has this really interesting combo with Gale Dogra. Basically, this card can send 1 monster from the extra deck to the grave by paying 3,000 life points, and this card is from like the 1800s, so it's not once per turn, so you can actually send 2 Herald of the Arclight and get 2 searches off of 1 summon of Gale Dogra, which is pretty cool. Let's check out the replay, and I'm just gonna hope that I can follow. Hopefully we're starting off with Gale Dogra. Yes, okay, so we get to showcase the Gale Dogra in this one. So look at this, man. You summon Gale Dogra, our opponent goes Max C because we're probably getting this replay in ladder, but it's fine. We have the Ash Blossom, negate the Max C. All is well. Gale Dogra, send the Herald of the Arclight to the grave. We get to search a Battle Lord, and then go Gale Dogra again, send, and what are we searching here? Chalice Slime. Oh, okay. Okay, so Chalice Slime, discard, summon the Candle. Candle can add a Inception here. Then we can go for Inception to ritual summon our Battle Lord using the Chalice Slime as material for it. That's pretty good, actually. At this point, we get to go for the Graveyard effect of our ritual spell to summon out the Talisman from the deck and add back the Inception. And then this one can search a ritual monster. We add the Slayer, activate the Inception yet again, and we can ritual summon our Slayer to the field. So at this point, we can, link away both the Battle Lord and the Slayer into a Vendread Slayer. Trigger the Slayer in the grave and the Battle Lord in the grave. Battle Lord can add a ritual monster and send 1 Vendread monster from deck to grave. So we add Slayer, send the Scar to the graveyard, and then Slayer adds the Origin and dumps a Scavenger. Scar triggers, we can search our Revendread Evolution, and then our Hound Horde triggers, we can send the Slayer to the grave to summon it from the grave. Go for Origin, ritual summon from the grave. By banishing the Scar of the Vendread, we can summon our Revendread Slayer. And then This one, no, this doesn't give any effects to the monster, right? No. Okay, so we add back our Vendread origin with Savior, and we do it again. We summon another Slayer. Very, very cool. And then what's next? We use these two to go into a Beatrice. Beatrice is legal in the event? Detach Slayers, send the Necrold Banshee to the grave. Banshee, banish itself, grab the zombie world. We go for Ravenous Vendread, set the Revenants from the deck. Then we can go and use these two here to ritual summon from the grave our Slayer using both the Hound Horde and the Revenants, which I think gives it, yeah, it gets a quick effect banish, and it gets a quick effect banish a spell and trap. So we have two quick effect banishes, basically one for back row and one for monsters. Next up here, we're gonna go for evolution, send the Battle Lord to the grave, and then ritual summon Battle Lord using it or some shit. I don't even know what happened. I'm not even gonna lie to you. We go into an IP Masquerena. So we have IP, we have Zombie World, we have Beatrice sent to the grave. Oh, Ballard Rock, and then standby phase. Oh, they had the called by. That's kind of sad. That was so cool, man. Why'd you do that? Man, I wanted to see that so bad. Anyway, Ballard Rock negated, unfortunate. Man, that was actually a really cool setup that you send the Ballard Rock before the standby to summon it. I love that. This is pretty funny. We're in ladder, so actually the zombie world is just beating Tenpai here. We can banish the field spell and go into a Azalea. What does this do? Azalea banish a spell from the grave to take control of Pydra. Okay, so is this the SP? This is the SP of the format, low-key. This is kind of good, actually. All right, so they're going to summon out a Chundra. We're going to go for Slayer to banish the Chundra here. So banish the Chundra, and that should basically close it out. Wait, I just want to read this Link monster real quick. If this card is special summon, you can banish one spell from your hand or grave, then target one monster your opponent controls with 2,500 or less attack. Equip that face-up monster to this card as an equipped spell. And it just takes two monsters, including a Link monster. This can kind of be your SP, low-key. You can kind of just, plus it's an SR. You can kind of just run this as a good target to summon with IP. Good find for Moz here. I didn't even know about this card. This is pretty good, actually. All right, so our opponent is just going to pass here, and I think we pretty much got it on lock here. Go Vendread Slayer to banish the back row. They're going to go for Cross Out. We're going to go for the other effect to banish a monster, and then they go for Genroku. We ash the Genroku, and then we can go for Vendread Slayer, add back our ritual spell, Vendread Origin, targeting Battle Lord, banishing some materials from the grave to summon it. So here we go. We got Battle Lord on the field, more than enough for lethal. Swing, swing, and then we close it out with the Slayer. That was a really good replay. I'm not gonna lie. A little bit hard to follow for me because I keep forgetting what like Revendread cards do, but I think I followed decently well. One last thing before we end this video, and this is not even to show you like a replay or anything like that, but this deck is basically unhit in the event, right? So if you want like a pretty cheap deck to build that's really, really fun, ninjas are basically unhit, like they're full power. So if you want to play ninjas, I mean, this has always been like a pretty good deck. I have a deck profile on this, and literally you can just watch that deck profile and basically just do exactly what I say in that deck profile. That's going to work for the event. So if you wanted a deck, you know, that's not too expensive, you could buy 3 of this structure deck and, you know, just play ninjas. Honestly, it's a good option. I wish I got a replay for it, but it is what it is. That being said, that's going to pretty much do it for this video. I can't wait for this event. I'm definitely going to stream it probably like the day after it starts or something like that. So do tune in if you want to see that. It's going to be a lot of fun. My last question is, what are you playing in the event? I hope this video helped to find some ideas, but there's so many decks that are playable in Theme Chronicle. I couldn't possibly cover them all. So, you know, let me know what you're playing. And if you need more ideas, join the Discord and check out the What Should You Play channel. Either way, I really got to go edit this video and get it out as soon as possible because I think I'm going to post it a bit later than I want it to be. So yeah, thank you for checking out the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all the algorithm stuff. Appreciate it. Okay, peace.